severance, I mean, this is the most difficult issue. It's weighted on me greatly. Most importantly, the decision not to pay severance was not taken lightly.
That's Nortel CEO Mike Zawarovski testifying before the House Finance Committee today. He was ordered to appear before the committee to explain why Nortel execs helped themselves to millions of dollars in bonuses, even as they denied severance to thousands of laid-off workers and slashed millions from pension plan withdrawals. You're watching Talk Ottawa, and welcome to the show tonight. Imagine, if you will, investing years of your life working for a major company, putting thousands of dollars into its pension plan, only to be told the firm is bankrupt, your job is gone, your severance is gone, and the value of your pension is dropping like a stone. All this, of course, while those at the top of the corporate pyramid are cashing seven-figure bonus checks for a job well done. Past and present Nortel employees don't have to imagine too hard, nor anyone who was present at the Finance Committee hearing today. But the questions raised there do spark the imagination. Should bankrupt companies have to put employees at the front of the queue when creditors come to get what's left? Should Canada set up a federal pension insurance scheme to protect people who pay in? And how do you feel about huge retention bonuses for the people steering a company that appears to be going nowhere? In your view, that Nortel could emerge from this as a restructured company with any future, or against the likelihood that it's going to be sold off in chunks and cease to exist?
From all I can tell from the outside, I'm not privy to what's the data that's been given to the court, but I think it's doubtful that it's going to come out the other end as a standalone.
That it is the optics, this dichotomy between the fate of the pensioners and the laid-off workers and the fate of the executives. Do you think that is a political image that is easy to digest and to sell and to exploit? And well, that's what ended up in front of a committee.
I'm sure that's why it did end up with the committee. I think whether or not they
insure pension plans across the country, there is something along those lines operating in the United States, but some people say it's the wrong way to go and it's not working down in the U.S. We want to know what your thoughts are on the subject. The number is 728-1001, so stick around. We will be right back. These retention bonuses, how necessary are they to keep the top talent there? How, in this economy, how many of these executives are in such demand elsewhere in the economy that if you don't pay them a couple of $1 million to stay put, they're going to be off with the next suitor?
Well, I think what's interesting is when the light was shown on these bonuses, some of the people who were receiving them decided to voluntarily give them up. So
most of the top execs that got the top payouts in the bonus plans chose cash instead of shares in the company, which is rather unorthodox.
Well, you're talking about the board of directors.
The board of directors, yeah.
The board of directors normally get paid in shares, and they've decided to take
the money and run.
Take the money and run, yes.
But there aren't any shares now.
The shares are worthless. And so really what you're doing is asking the board of directors to work for free.
Take a hit for the team?
And take a hit for the team.
As the pensioners are? As the laid-off workers who aren't getting benefits, who aren't getting their health insurance benefits, they're not getting their severance pay, they're in desperate financial straits because they not only lost their employment, but they've lost the only cushion that they'd have after employment.
But you don't want to have the whole board resign.
We have to distinguish, and again, I feel terrible for them as well, but we have to distinguish between the past and the present. We're now talking about those people running the entity.
Former Nortel employee testifying before the House Finance Committee today. A good deal of pain on that side of the ledger. Not so much pain on the executive side of the ledger, of course. The performance bonuses and retention bonuses still flowing in the millions of dollars. Court approved, perfectly legal, standard operating procedure, but it does grate on people. One wonders why. We have John on the line, and we're going straight to the lines to ask John how you feel about it. John, are you with us? Hello, John. Well, we don't. Oh.
You're there?
I'm there.
I'm here.
Okay, that's good.
All right. So,
we're here.
Like John, I've worked for Nortel on and off for a number of years. I think I've got a 17 situation where companies cannot fall as far behind.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because Ian Lee has some views on that idea of making the pension funds secured creditors. So let's turn that over to Ian.
Well, I'm very nervous, and earlier you asked whether the committee was doing a good job today, and if the answer is to generate interest.
And the wisdom of that we'll have to discuss another time. We are fresh out of time here on Talk Ottawa, but we want to thank you for joining us tonight. Also want to thank Ian Lee of the Sprott School of Business, Telfer School of Management's Bill Rents. Thank you for coming on the show, Bill. And from the Nortel Retirees Protection Committee, John Chatterley. Thanks so much for coming on, John. And best of luck. Best of luck to you, too, finding us next week on Talk Ottawa. We want your company, so tune in again. In the meantime, thanks for joining us, and have a great night.